All right, welcome back to Twin Terror. I'm David.
And I'm Gary.
And today we are going to read on.
We're going to read on the Democratic National Convention.
And if protesters are going to disrupt the festivities at the DNC.
At the DNC. So we did a DNC reading last week, combined with kind of a Vice President Walz's health reading. So several viewers mentioned in the comments that there's a lot of protesters planned. And so we thought we'd take a little peek at that. There's about 20,000 protesters that they're expecting to show up. They're ranging from climate activists to pro-Palestinian groups to some Arab Americans who feel that the Chicago police force is targeting them. So they have like a 1.4 mile section for protesters. So they've got all these folks. I don't know if 20,000 is considered crammed into 1.4 miles, but yeah, it's probably going to be a fair amount of people stuffed in that area. And so obviously the Democratic National Convention is taking steps to provide security. And so we want to see, is there going to be major disruptions to the DNC as a result of the protesters? And we'll just take it from there.
All right.
For entertainment purposes only.
I'll let you throw on this one. Yeah, my only opinion, my grumpy old man opinion on it is, I really do think that protesting should be, equal opportunity. So if you're going to protest the Democrats with your, you want the Palestinian citizenry to be kept safe, you want to end to the Israel war, you want police not to target ethnic groups. That's great. Do it with the Democrats, but just do it with the Republicans, because you need to understand how the different sides respond to your vocalization. And if you might get idealistic and say, well, I'm not going to vote for the Democrats, I feel like they're not listening to me. Go see how the Republicans treat you. If they abuse you and suppress you, then maybe it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, well, I may not like the Democrats, but at least with the Democrats, I don't get water cannoned or roughed up for vocalizing my opinion.
Yeah, I think the term protester, it brings a certain connotation, negative connotation. It's really more folks that are demonstrating. I think it's probably a better adjective for what's happening, because the people that are, for example, want peace in Palestine. I mean, how can you call them a protester? Unless the Democrats you feel are the ones that are prolonging this war, it's more a demonstration. We have an opinion we feel strongly about, and we want you to be aware of what that opinion is.
And at the same time, understanding that Democrats is a spectrum, like the Republicans, Democrats a spectrum. Corporate Democrats may be a little bit more forgiving of Israel's behavior, and while more progressive Democrats won't be. So I understand getting the message across. You want to make sure that the Democratic leadership absolutely understands where you stand on the matter to help represent you, since this is a representative democracy.
It's not a dictatorship?
Well, not yet anyways. It's a new system of government where you can take turns to ratify domestic orders with a pure majority. But on alternative weeks, you can do non-domestic affairs, but requiring a 2/3 majority.
Shut up. Will you shut up?
One day I will actually get the constitutional peasant sketch down, but you get the idea. Go with it.
Come see the violence inherent in the system. Help. David's being repressed. Okay, so will the protesters, demonstrators disrupt the DNC? Underlying energy. We don't know. It's a mystery to us.
Maybe.
I mean,
This is straight out of our D&D days. Yes. Asking a diviner, well, this happened? Maybe.
It's like a magic 8 ball, perhaps.
How come not determined? Try
Yes,
again.
try again. So, so the underlying or the foundation of the reading is the moon card, which is basically mysteries,
Mhm.
deceptions. We just don't know. It's crossed with the strength card, so we don't know if the protesters or demonstrators are going to disrupt the convention. Right now, the DNC is taking precautions. The police have gotten training from the Secret Service on. I think I read they had like 400 hours of training to the local law enforcement from the Secret Service. Underneath it all, you've got the happy merchant, hopes, wishes, dreams fulfilled. I mean, certainly from the protesters or demonstrators' point of view, their goal is to get their message out. And because maybe the mystery and confusion is they don't know how the Democratic lawmakers are feeling about the issues that they want to raise, that they
Hey,
want to bring forth.
I want to throw something out there to you.
Sure, go
Did
ahead.
you know that August's full moon is more than just your average moon? That's because this month's full moon, nicknamed the Sturgeon Moon, will double as a rare blue moon and supermoon when it rises on 11:25 a.m. Pacific time, August 19th, 2024.
Oh,
Monday morning, 1 o'clock in the
okay.
afternoon, East Coast time. Carry on.
Yes.
You found the supermoon. Congratulations.
Yeah, so I guess on Monday we'll know. does
It's gonna be
the does the
I think
DNC
there's
start
going
on
to be a
Monday?
strong lunar reaction by the protesters. That's going to be my guess. It's going to be
Yeah.
very strong
Well,
reaction.
and you know what the stereotype of a full moon is? That's when all the crazy people come out, right?
Yep.
Okay, so stand by. We'll see what happens. But I think it's their hopes and wishes are that the messages they're trying to get out will be received and implemented by the Democrats in the convention. In the past, you have the Ace of Wands. These protesters, they have a strong message and they want to get it out. They want to make sure that their representatives are paying attention to them. Current energy is the Fool. So the Fool, it's a new journey. We've got Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are the new candidates, and they're on a new journey. They're embarking on this. This isn't Biden and Harris, and frankly, the whole country is on a new journey because if we fall off this cliff, democracy's going with it. I mean, this could be the whole democracy thing. So keep in mind, Gary, this is about the protests. So will they be disruptive? Well, the overarching energy is the victory card, the Six of Wands.
Just to throw out there, the low energy on the Six of Wands can also be pay attention to me.
Yes.
High energy is success.
Yes.
Leading.
I mean, certainly that is their goal, is pay attention to me. And yeah, it's even if you read the high energy is, the message. We want to make sure they get our message, and the message is what we want to bring forward, and they're receiving it. Maybe the Democrats do some sort of outreach that gives them a feeling that they're being listened to. The lesson to be learned is the sun. Let the truth shine. This whole Democratic ticket is kind of it's new, it's refreshing, it's bringing joy. The truth is coming out, and people are feeling good about what the Democrats are doing. The outcome, the Nine of Pentacles, things of value. With this convention, with this ticket, we as a country can start enjoying the benefits of our labor, the fruits of our labor, a nicer life, a nicer world coming forward. I'm not seeing anything in here that would say that the protesters are going to disrupt the DNC. Quite the opposite. It seems like the protesters' message are going to be acknowledged by the DNC, and that they're going to feel like they've been heard. I guess that's disruptive if you were the Republicans, but I don't know. It seems like it's on point with the Democratic message. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think you pretty much nailed it. I think they're going to go out there. It may peak on that first day. There's going to be the most energy on that first day, like in the early afternoon. But I do think they're going to get their message across. They will have success in, their message will be communicated, and I'm sure there will be some acknowledgement of that. I'm not seeing any bad cards in there at all. If anything, with your outcome card as the sun card, that counteracts the moon card. The moon card is the moon eclipsing the sun, so that things aren't totally clear. I think protesters will vocalize their concerns, and I think their concerns will be addressed during the convention. They may not always get everything they want, but I think the protesters, the activists, and such, they're going to come away feeling that they succeeded in getting their message through to the Democratic leadership.
Yeah, because I think the Fool card could be the protesters themselves. A lot of them are young and idealistic, and this is some of the more jaded older people in the crowd might say, it's foolish. No one's ever going to listen to you. But it seems like the message is coming out. I wonder if this is like a Kamala Harris card.
That card does show up for me, kind of like how Trump gets the double card and the King of Coins. Yeah, she comes up as like the Three of Cups and the Nine of Coins to me.
Yeah. I think she's also a sword too, like a Queen of Swords too.
Oh God, yeah.
But
it's what part of her personality are you getting?
Yeah, I just think that Kamala Harris is going to hear the message and embrace it, and the protesters are going to be happy with, the demonstrators are going to be very happy with how this comes out.
Sure.
I'm not seeing anything there's no violence inherent in the system.
Yeah. Back to the Monty Python quotes. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything bad in that spread.
Okay. Your turn.
I don't know what I'm going to throw. You pretty much answered it. I think it disrupted. No.
Well, maybe we should do another reading just to make really, really sure.
Exactly. A little four-carder. Will Kamala Harris or Tim Walz acknowledge the rights? It might be something as simple as, how good it is to have people out there protesting, exercising their rights as Americans to have their voices heard.
That's actually that would be a really great message, especially if you are trying to characterize the other party as trying to take your democracy away from you.
Well, I don't think they're necessarily protesting about Trump and the Republicans taking away their rights. There's going to be some folks out there, but no. If you're protesting the Israel war and how they prosecuted in Palestine, you're going to be upset at the government, like even Biden, for supplying weapons to Israel. And it doesn't matter what they do. But other than, it's pretty much, I think most people could agree, we don't like to see civilians being, blasted to pieces.
Yeah, we can all agree that genocide is a bad thing.
Yeah, you have to break some eggs to make an omelet. Sits kind of shallow with people when it comes to human lives that aren't involved in the conflict. And it's also complicated. There's bad behaviors on a lot of people's side with this. It's not a black and white issue, and sometimes people want to simplify things. But I want to look at the message. Will Kamala Harris? What message will the Democrats give towards the protesters that seems to lead to this this sun card moment? Nine of Wands. It's the penultimate battle. The struggle is real. you keep fighting, you keep showing people that you care, you'll make progress. And there we go again with the 9 of coins. She's listening. Things happen that we can't control that disappoint us. But does that mean we stop protesting? No, we keep trying. We keep trying to get through. You may not get through the first time. It's a struggle, but that's what makes the success that much better, is if you struggle and succeed. Not everything you can, she can't control everything. In part, and this is that other part of her personality, the emperor of, I'm speaking now. Yeah. You can protest, but you have to wait your turn. This is I'm speaking now. Ultimately, underneath it all is the star card. I do think that she acknowledges them. This is also the calm after the storm. That, all these things need to happen, but there's a priority with which things happen. And you can't fix them all at the same time, but that doesn't mean you can't make progress on all of them at the same time. It just takes time. Kamala Harris is an absolute leader as far as that goes. She's very stern and strict in some ways, but she's also warm and compassionate in other ways. It's just that if you're going to elect her and put her in charge, let her do her job. I understand that people like, well, I'm the walking embodiment of it. I don't like how God does things on this planet. I see things through a porthole. I don't have all the information. Kamala Harris has way more information than we do, and there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that we know nothing about. We can have our opinions and protest it, but don't think for a second that you know everything that's going on, because you don't. That doesn't mean that what you're saying is wrong, or you don't have passion for it. But if you knew everything that was going on and the dynamics going on, it might calm you down. It might irritate the hell out of you, because everything's a compromise. And you wouldn't like the compromise. If you found out the compromises that needed to go through to stop this war, you probably wouldn't be happy with it. So what do you want, and what are you willing to give up to get it? Because if you're like, I want it to stop now, I want all of Netanyahu and his war cabinet to be summarily executed, and I want Israel to get back all the land they took for the Palestinians and reparations and rebuild Palestine, and then, whatever else you want. Yeah, you might get some of that, but it may not be reasonable to expect that you're going to get all of it. That's the 9 of Wands. Sometimes, going out there and protesting is what you need to do. Get your opinion out there, but you may not always get what you want, the way you want it.
You want to do any more reading on that?
No, I'm done. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting our channel. We appreciate it.
Yeah, please like, share, subscribe. Give us a thumbs up.
Give
us 2 thumbs up.
Honestly, to sum up, I think there will be a vocal, vigorous protesting outside. I don't think it's going to interrupt proceedings inside, and I think those protests will get their message across, and it will be acknowledged to the point where they feel like they were successful in whatever they were setting out to accomplish by getting attention during the Democratic National Convention.
Wonderful.
All right.
I like it.
All right. We'll catch you on the next video, everyone. Take care.
Take care, folks.